Hello, friendos. It is I, DrBossKey, and this evening we're taking a look at the very first concept of Broncheress. She's a boss in one of our challenge levels, and why don't we jump on over? First off, Dimitri, fantastic. Thank you so much to the folks the folks out there watching. Let me go here. There we go. Broncheress. There we go. So I made this Crimes Against Humanity version with AI when I was exploring this character, and I did it from the front perspective, and I was like, oh, this might work here. And in my mind, basically, she, in this case, is kind of a queen of like a demented forest, right? But part of this is that she's kind of channeled this energy as part of her self-sacrifice that is both like embodied her with like queen of kind of the spiders. She's got this kind of spider demonic essence thing going on. She's kind of mixed with a treant, so like it's like all these kind of branches, and using these branches that are sort of like their appendages and their extra arms. And so I feel bad for my artist sometimes, because I give him things like this and I'm like, what can we do with this? And he's like, well, let me go away and research and see what we can do kind of in the middle. So we're looking at the very first version of this. And without further ado, let's flip on over. Okay, first of all, let's just drink it in. I've already did some markups on what I like, but thought I would just show you kind of the versions that we have here, right? And maybe talk about them a little bit. So I really like, let me just down a little bit, I feel like I'm yelling. There we go. I really like, here's a version from the front perspective. I like these kind of hulking branch arms. We got these appendages here, which are great. Got an interesting, like, demonic crown face with some jaws here. We got this kind of inlaid, like, emerging, I don't know, like, almost like a mud golem face, it kind of reminds me of. And we got some really cool stuff. So, and I really like that. So thank you for that, Dimitri. And then Dimitri had said that why don't we take a look at like a 3/4 perspective view, because it worked really well for Skullzor, who is one of the boss monsters we just finished. And I agree. I think, Dimitri, that's a fantastic idea. I think we should go with a 3/4 perspective. Here, the faces are really, the face of kind of like this kind of insectoid, not insectoid, this arachnoid kind of arachnid. It's not a noid. Arachnid body. And then we've got this kind of like goo mess down here as part of the demon bits, right? So, and I really kind of like that as well. And we got this kind of big bulbous chamber on the back, which is cool. And then we got these like weirdly like sort of hulking claw things. So also pretty cool. This is my favorite out of the three of them. So we're just drinking in some art here. We got that female form a bit here. I was kind of focusing a bit on the head. I think we can do more with kind of like the crown a bit more here. In my mind, it's sort of like this crown that hides the eyes, but it's also sort of like this like embodiment of like meat and I don't know, like bark, wood, like maybe haunted wood, kind of mixed together to kind of form this kind of crown. I like kind of the goo bits we've got here. I also really liked what we had with the spider. I mean, check out these hulking arms. These hulking arms are great. How they come out in the back. Oh, it's so good. So good. Yeah, so I think we have a lot of cool stuff here. You can see the hulking arm on the other side. And yeah, so I think, just drinking it in. I think these are fantastic. First versions, thank you very much. So why don't we get into some of the feedback. All right, so one of the things I like to do is I like to just use 255 green, a little bit of transparency, about 60% on the opacity, and then I just like to mix the things together I like, and then we go for a remix in there. So first and foremost, this is the main form. So from the main form, I really like this here. I like what we got going on. I like all these aspects. So let's stay with that. From the hulking kind of beast form, I really want to see if we can mix this and this together a little bit. I think elements together, and then I want to see these elements kind of come into this area here. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Let me add another layer. Get that on top. Pow. There we go. And yeah. So I was thinking that we could put the faces kind of in here, not too much. Maybe more like in here on the emerging side. I really like this. I want to keep the torso and the femininity of like, oh, this is a female form. I also think that we should take a look at the concept inspiration. one of the things I really like here, Dimitri, is that it feels like she has some like strange clothing. Like she's got this flowing dress. I feel like that's something that we can really incorporate, but it's this sort of like dress that is, you know, it's got these kind of wispy aspects to it that almost feel like they're undulating and that they're almost like in motion, right? And so I figured like part of that would be good. We can go with the bigger bosom, of course, kind of lower the dress a tiny bit, but make sure that we keep that femininity. And I also think that we should work on maybe like trying to incorporate some aspect of like hair in the design. This brush is huge. Big. Yeah, so I'm feeling like I also get this kind of sense for hair. But anyways, I digress. So I just wanted to make sure I gave that to you. So for the Hulk, let's see if we can, so that was for the faces. I really like kind of what you got going on here with like the feet. And I figure let's take that. I think you kind of have that, but it's a little bit more squashed right here. So I'm figuring like, let's take mix instead of the bottom torso here with the legs. Let's try to do a mixture of this with this. So I don't think that, you know, maybe we try like a goo spot where it's kind of split in the middle and you kind of have these guys rotate. You got one in the front and one in the back. Still keep all of these cool, like these cool vine areas. Oh, these are so good. Anyways, so yeah, those are the things there. And then the last piece here is these hulking arms are fantastic. And let's see if we can take these hulking arms and I wanted to see if we could, and this might be too busy, but maybe we can take these hulking arms and do like maybe some versions, you know, that kind of come up and around, almost like you got these things here. It's similar to this, maybe with a mixture of this, and then we can create those kind of here. We'll see. I don't want to obfuscate too much. It might turn out that this just doesn't work because of the way we want to incorporate the face, but anyways, that's the feedback there. And then here, so that's the thing is I really like these, kind of mix some of these with this here, and we talked about that. And then for the I don't know, arachnid face demon thing, let's take that face demon thing and then like let's replace this, replace it in here, like with this one here. I do like how you got kind of this insectoid segmentation here, or arachnid. I don't know what demons, insects, arachnids, who knows. And then we talked about this for the lower parts there. Yeah, so I think that's the feedback. I'm really enjoying what we got here. Yeah, I'll keep it short and sweet. Dimitri, thank you very much for the turnaround. This is what we're jamming on this week. Super excited. To everyone out there, feel free to leave questions or comments or any kind of feedback in the comment section below. I definitely read everything every day, and you know you only have a little bit of time and opportunity to influence it. Once it's done at that point. So there's not a lot you can do. Sometimes there's some minor things, but we certainly aren't touching art. So without further ado, thank you everybody. Talk to you soon.